you, Daniel from Wolverhampton Music Service, and in this video I'll be looking at the Grade 3 clarinet piece Valse Russe. This is a beautiful and very graceful piece by Frank Bridge. It's very smooth and flowing with lots of long phrases. And a bit later I'll be doing a performance of the whole piece with the piano accompaniment. But before then I'll just talk through a few points, hopefully give you some tips for playing and practicing it. Now the title Valse Russe is French for Russian waltz, so in a waltz time it has 3 quick beats in a bar, but they are very quick so that really the music sounds as though there's 1 long beat in each bar. But as you're playing it, you sort of subdivide that long beat into 3 quick shorter ones. So that is 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now the tempo marking at the top of the piece is dotted minim equals 54. So I'll just play the first phrase to you at that speed. I'll set my metronome for 54 beats per minute, which means you just get the 1 click for each bar. Now that speed does seem quite slow, and you can go a little bit quicker if you wish, but I wouldn't go any slower because the phrases are very long and it can be very demanding for your breathing. The first 2 main phrases are both 8 bars long, and if you can do all those in one breath, all 8 bars, that's great, but don't worry if you can't, because it is a very long phrase, but you can divide it into the first 5 bars and then the next 3 bars. So breathe off to bar 5 and again at the end of bar 8, and then for the same thing for the next phrase as well. Now all of those 2 phrases are played fairly quietly. It starts piano, there's a little crescendo in bars 10 and 11. The second half of the section actually starts mezzo forte, moderately loud. And there's quite a few changes of dynamics in this bit. So I'm going to play you from bar 17 to bar 32 so that you can see also where the breathing points are as well. I took a very quick breath just before that last note at the end of bar 28. If you can do that very quickly, then that'll be fine, that'll work, because it is a very long phrase otherwise, but be very quick about it. Now one thing that will really help you with this piece is to really practice your breathing, get your breathing really going. Practice lots of deep breaths and even playing some really long notes. Just see how long you can keep them going, and that will really help you with your long phrases, just to keep them going, because it does have to sound really smooth all the way through. The second half of the piece from bar 32 also starts quietly. It's marked piano, and again it's got very similar phrases, similar breathing, but this time of course it's in the high register. So you've got to get a very nice soft sound to your first note in particular, that top G. Try not to make it sound too hard at the start of the note. After that, the dynamics and the breathing are the same as the first half, but of course you're just playing everything an octave higher. There is also then an extra little section just put on the end of the piece just to finish it off. You have a RAL, a slowing up in bar 62, back to tempo on a very long final note, which is again sort of just repeated for the last 2 bars. So I'll just play from bar 49 just to give you an idea of the dynamics, but also that slowing up bar at bar 62. And of course on that last note there is a pause right at the end, so you can just keep it going for a little bit longer. In the second half of the piece, be careful about some of the downward phrases, the descending phrases, particularly as they go over the break. In other words, from the B down to the A, trying to make them as smooth as you possibly can. That's B, A, and then G. And in bars 46 to 47, you've got B going down to A and then back up to B again. So as you take your fingers off the B, so you have all your fingers down for B, then keep them really very close to the instrument. You could even keep your right hand fingers down actually as you play the A. And then come back to the A. The closer you've got your fingers, the easier it is to come back from the A back to the B again. So what we're looking for in this piece is lots of long flowing phrases with quite a lot of control, as much as you can, with very careful breathing. Make sure that you mark in your breathing and keep to that. And of course, your changes of dynamics between piano and mezzo forte. So now I'm going to play the whole piece with the piano accompaniment so that you can also play along with it as you're learning it. Unfortunately, when I recorded the piano part, I didn't put a count in at the beginning, but there is just enough time at the start for me to do a physical upbeat, just to give you some warning about when it's going to start. So here it is with the piano. So I hope you enjoy playing this piece. Don't forget, lots of breathing exercises, long notes, really get that breathing going. And don't forget to look out for further video releases from the Wolverhampton Music Service. Thank you.